Hello, and welcome on in. Welcome on in to another episode of the Digital Quill podcast with your host, Mars Wilson. How are you guys doing today? And as I said in the last episode, and I'll say in every episode I ask that question, or at least I'll try to. How are you? Take a moment to pause, take a moment to reflect, and genuinely reflect on that question. Ask yourself how you are, and let us know, either quietly to yourself or in the comments below, how you are doing. I guess you don't need to let the general collective know how you are. I am a lot better than I thought I'd be. Last week was a week. I've mentioned that once or twice now, and I'll get to the why it was a week at some point in the future. However, I feel like life is life, and life is weird, or life is crazy, has kind of become my new tagline in a way lately. And it's like almost kind of like as a few of my friends have pointed out before, my fun fact tagline, or my, and also, or but also. Life is certainly weird. And I was actually listening to an Alan Watts clip earlier today talking about the meaning of existence and how thoughts... What was the thoughts part of that quote? I'm gonna have to remember that and maybe share it with you myself in like another episode. But, hello there. Hello. It is another episode of the Digital Quill Media, or the Digital Quill Podcast, or really any part of the Digital Quill umbrella, because at this point I do so much, and also want to do so much, and have done so much, that I don't know where all the threads, the starts, the ends, the beginnings, the middles lay. First up, in a last-minute decision while getting ready for this recorded episode of the podcast, I was in the middle of a phone call and I was trying to get ready just to get ready, right? And I'm wondering, I'm not going to say anything, but I'm wondering if you guys notice anything at all about today's setup. Anything at all. Absolutely anything at all in the video episode of the Digital Quill Podcast episode. I'm trying to say that as often as I can just to get used to it and also be able to detach myself from it, because like it is my creation, but at the same time it is like the world's creation now too. And also it's a whole thing. I'm sorry. I don't know how to get into it per se, but it's a thing. An absolute thing. Sort of, in a way, actually. Is it really an absolute? But maybe it is. Now I have to question that. I finally decided to come up with notes today. And if you can see in my chicken scratch, it says Cracker Barrel logo at the top. A friend of mine has been kind of keeping me informed a little bit with the Cracker Barrel logo change, because Cracker Barrel is something that my family and I grew up on, and even my friend and I kind of grew up on in our respective families. And the logo has always been the same, if I'm not mistaken, if not for the almost entirety that it is Cracker Barrel. And actually, check this out. So, Cracker Barrel released a statement on their thing here. There we go. Cracker Barrel released a statement on their thing here. It says, "We thank our guests for sharing your voice and love for Cracker Barrel. We said we would listen, and we have. Our new logo is going away, and our old timer will remain. At Cracker Barrel, it's always been and always will be about serving up delicious food, warm welcomes, and the kind of country hospitality that feels like family. As a proud American institution, over 70,000 hardworking employees look forward to welcoming you to our table soon. That's fantastic, Cracker Barrel. Good job. You listened to the people in the uproar of voices that was that idea of a logo change. Now, I know this is just my opinion. When I first saw it, before my friend had brought it up to me and before it actually became a part of my radar on things, I was like, that's interesting looking, but logos shift all the time. I mean, look at Mr. Pringles. What happened to the sparkle and shine in his eye and the wonderful lines in his face mustache? But no. Eventually we get used to the new logo changes because eventually they're everywhere. That's kind of just my original mindset on it. Oh, look at that. That's sad. Logo's changing. Whatever. That happens. I've now become desensitized to it. Thank you, companies. But after further inspection on the whole Cracker Barrel logo shift, and how a lot of the internet was just in an uproar about it, I was like, I kind of do care a little more than I'm portraying. I do care because icon in a way, but also, again, personal opinion, that logo change, the one that they proposed, the one that took away the barrel and the country folk old farmer man, and just how they shifted it into the classic barrel style. It gave Golden Corral vibes. It gave, you're gonna really love my thoughts on this one if you've been here long enough to love my thoughts on anything. But, when I first saw that logo, and I'm not gonna be nice about it, I'm sorry. I can't be nice about it. I'm really trying to find the words. But when I first saw the logo change for Cracker Barrel, I was like, oh, well, that looks post-apocalyptic in not a good way. Kind of techno-modern or modern or postmodern industrial. Something in that realm. It looked industrial, it looked modern, it looked apocalyptic, dystopic, not apocalyptic, but dystopic, because it's it took all the fun and whimsy out of the Cracker Barrel logo, and the fun and whimsy should probably be the country store and the family hospitality and the delicious food that they serve, which, by the way, I have had them recently in recent months, and they're still pretty good. They went from being really bad to suddenly really good. I don't know who changed or what their distributor change was, or if it's just was a bad day that I went the last few times and then a good one the last, I don't know. It's food service, but not the logo. Leave that alone. Leave that alone, because I actually kind of like seeing the old logo if I'm traveling or something. I don't want to see the modern dystopic looking postmodern thing. No. You already did that to McDonald's, and you've done that to GameStop, and even Boomerang has had that done to it, and Cartoon Network. Leave some of them, at least. Leave some of the whimsy left. That is pretty much all I can really talk about on the Cracker Barrel logo thing. It looked too dystopian. I was just oh great, another dystopian logo change. Lovely. That is life. And I am so glad, actually, that they probably, maybe, potentially have listened to the voices of the people and are keeping it. We'll see in the next 5 to 10 to 20 years. What are your opinions on logo changes? And have there been any logo changes that you have absolutely been disappointed with? Beyond disappointed. It is still under your skin so much that you might be considering getting a tattoo of it right now. None of them? You can't think of any? Well, think about that and get back to me. Choose one. Just choose one random logo you've seen change that gets under your skin. Also, think of the logos we will never see again. Rest in peace, Game Crazy. And Hollywood Video. And Blockbuster. And the original Burger King logo, I think that changed too. And I think, no, the Wendy's logo hasn't changed. McDonald's hasn't really changed. It's still the golden arch. I have a love-hate thing with McDonald's. Which, by the way, have I uploaded it yet? I don't know if I have. If I haven't uploaded it yet, by the time this is released, and by the time you might be watching it, the Mars Tries Things episode of the McDonaldland will be up. I'm assuming I might release it Friday, but I don't know yet. It was recorded on whatever today is. Is it Wednesday as I'm recording this? Yes, it is. Yes, it is Wednesday. It was recorded yesterday. Eventually, I'll have a normal-ish schedule for myself so uploads don't look so weird. For now, they do. And there is a cat chewing up a box now. In my Discord bio, amongst other things, I think I've been coining the term an Omni-seeker, which is a complete and total shift from the Cracker Barrel news. But Omni-seeker, it's not exactly a word yet, and sometimes it takes a while for words to come on, exist, become in the dictionary, be recognized, trend, something. I mean something along those lines. Omni-seeker, a seeker of all, but also a seeker of knowledge, a seeker of people, a seeker of life and experiences. It's a pretty, I don't know. I have like a weird thing with language as a writer and a person who wants to just spend their entire life studying language and linguistics, and I had the word for it, but there's a certain type of ology where it is the study of words, their origin, etymology, or entomology. There's like two different ones, and one is literally the same sound almost as the one of the study of bugs, and the other, I don't know. But yeah. Omni-seeker, a seeker of all things, but mostly a seeker of knowledge, experiences, and life. Human life in general. That is my word. I like the idea of trying to dub that, because like for a long time I was like, Renaissance Sim works, but that's like too game based and not broad enough, because like Renaissance Sim does work, and Jack of all trades, master of none also works, but that's like a paraphrase of a full quote. So Omni-seeker, it's like taking omnipotent, not omnipotent, but like you get it. I hope you get it, because I'm moving on to another subject. I am also now rewatching Mike Flanagan's A Haunting of Hill House, and that came as a last minute decision earlier today, because I was like, in the middle of working on stuff, playing some game, and like working on stuff, doing the Mars does 3 different tasks at one, watches something, does something, and plays something, because why not? It's kind of like a way I judge how my brain wants to work today. What's it going to work on? Work, other work, or nothing at all? Am I just going to sit in a state of paralysis? But yeah, I am rewatching Mike Flanagan's A Haunting of Hill House, and if you do not know me very well, now you're going to just a little bit more. I love Mike Flanagan. As far as like a creator goes, when it comes to the kinds of movies and shows that Mike Flanagan has been able to produce, he is up there with Guillermo del Toro for me. And there's one other, and I cannot remember the name at the moment, but he is right up there with Guillermo del Toro as far as Masters of Horror goes. And I have almost watched most, if not all, of Flanagan's catalog on Netflix, But I still need to get through some more. I think I need to do Gillespie House still, unless I've watched that one. I only probably did that once through. I should probably do a second rewatch through if I've only seen it once. Anyway, Haunting of Hill House is probably my favorite too, between The Haunting of Hill House and The Haunting of Bly Manor. And I will get back to you on that one after I finish Hill House and get through Bly Manor, because I always try to watch them at the same time as each other. Because it's Mike Flanagan. Once I get on one show, I'm just kind of like, more must watch the others. Gerald's Game, I believe, is actually a Stephen King book that is a movie adaptation of that book. It's I also believe that is a Mike Flanagan work, and he should probably continue directing any and everything Stephen King related, because wow, the intensity in Gerald's Game was just absolutely riveting. The storytelling, just you have to watch that movie. Actually, I still need to hold a Discord movie night and also an in-person movie night event and utilize my resources. So, yeah, I need to get with some of my people to do that. Probably not this week or next weekend. Damn it. I will plan for next year. I'm kidding. I'm probably definitely going to do a Halloween movie. Ooh, I should plan that now, because a lot of people start making their Halloween plans like September-ish. Okay. Things are in the works. I'll see some of you at the events, I hope. Moving on to the fourth topic of this episode today. Wow, moving right along through topics today. Wonder if I'm clipping them too fast. Like, should I talk about more? This is the kind of shit I should do while live streaming, and I'm considering doing the first live streamed episode next week on Monday, because I'm doing the Minecraft Monday night stream on Twitch later. Decisions. Anyway, as I said, I'm moving on. A little bit of gaming news today. So, you guys know I played Dreamlight Valley by this point, probably. Who knows? If you don't, now you do. And Disney Dreamlight Valley has been a game that I both love and hate with a passion. They recently updated, I want to say, what was it, the 20th? Last week. It's now almost been a week with the new update, and they have made some significant changes to stuff. So, like the Star Pass and how they were originally ran. There's now a routine duties, which happens to be like a new set of duties that update each week. It's kind of a complicated thing, and actually, I'm gonna go here for a moment, and we are just gonna actually try to pull up the patch notes. Aha. Let's try this out. Let's see. Here we go. So this is a publicly accessible thing. I will have to show you or leave the link in below or down below, but this is what I was talking about. New routine duties. It's actually kind of a controversy on the Disney Dreamlight Valley Reddit, and also a little bit of the Twitter X, but I had a lot of confidence in it, only because I have friends who are new to the game who are just picking it up after, the game's release in 2022. And I have a lot of other friends who do not play quite like the streamers and other more expressive gamers who play Dreamlight Valley. And I understand their position on how they play and how they put so much time and hours into it. But the general populace of people do not have the money, energy, or time to be spending the amount of grindage that it takes to play the previous star path. And that's why I think this routine duty thing in the new star path is actually an improvement on how they've done things, because it entices new players to actually be able to participate and get the rewards even if they pick the game up that week. And it also helps people, say like me, who have a love-hate relationship with the game, do not enjoy it clipping, lagging, and bugging, and glitching and freezing, even though it shouldn't be doing that anymore. And just, I don't play this game, and I know many other people who don't play this game like for 5-6 hours at a time. There are people who play it like for 20 minutes and have to put it down because they have to go take care of dinner or kids or chores or work or anything. Like, there's a lot of stuff, and there's a lot to do in this game, especially when it comes to the rewards and the seasonal stuff. And this, I think, actually proved to be more beneficial. I like that they added an extra set of duties you could do per week. It's been helpful in with myself. Just, I don't feel overwhelmed. I actually feel like I could enjoy this update and pick it up and play it as I would, just maybe a little bit more, because now I'm not hesitant to be like, oh, well, I don't really have the time, so maybe I don't pick this game up and I play a game I do have the time for. Like, I don't have that repulsion right now anymore. And honestly, like, I can tell, as I said, I've had a love-hate relationship with this game, and I can tell that the devs do on some level care, but they also care about their bottom line. I mean, what giant game corporation that's attached to a Disney title doesn't care about their bottom line, right? But that's where the love part of the game comes in. I'm kind of like, well, I do see you listening to your community. You are listening to our comments and our thoughts and our surveys. And that's why I'm kind of like, I can't hate you entirely, but I can a little bit, because you made a lot of promises that you didn't keep, like the free-to-play. You guys promised that, and I bring that every time up I think about it, because there's never been a clear explanation verbally as to why free-to-play is no longer an option and or going to be. I will kindly wait on a video explanation from one of your development managers or anything else. I'm sure a lot of us would actually kind of like that. That's actually one of the reasons why I originally bought the game at its high price, was so that I could play it, get used to it, and then when it came free to play, I could teach my friends how to play it. Not that they would need much help because they're gamers, but like, you know, they'd save $1 and I would be able to, I don't know. There were friends I was like, oh, hey, but it's going to be free to play, because they were afraid that I brought up the game too. They're like, it's like an expensive game. And I'm like, but wait, it's going to become free to play. I'm going to get it. I like it enough to get it. You don't have to pay the full price. Nope. So yes, good update. Still bad juice, or bad juju. Because I just, still the money aspect, Gameloft, still the money aspect. And I see what you're doing with the premium shop there, adding a special catalog that comes to your mailbox instead of just having people go and check the store. How's that bottom line working out for you? Anyway, sorry, that went in a very pessimistic way. I did not intend to, my bad. I'm gonna have to work on that a little bit. Good game, I promise. I promise DDLV is a great game. It's everything I want when it comes to Disney and being able to play with Disney characters and like exist in like a sim world that I can kind of essentially, do chores in, but also like just, it's enjoyable gameplay. Not like Moonstone Island or like Roots of Pacha or No Man's Sky or even Animal Crossing. Even The Sims 3 is a fun game. A new way to connect, engage, and share, and more. That is not actually a topic, but that might mean that we are coming to the end, if not close to the end, of this episode. I'm going to check back in with you guys again. This is actually something I can foresee myself doing on the live stream. Anyway. How are you? What are you up to? How's your day so far? You've made it 20 minutes into this episode. I promise, time is really weird. You are not wasting it. Just want to reiterate that. You can't really waste something that was created by a fabricated system. But at the same time, that is entirely a matter and meaning of your own making, in a way or another. What do you think about that? What do you think about right now, in this moment, at this time, listening to my voice on this recorded episode on a device with wires and metals and materials? How are you? What are you up to? Are you okay? Do you need a rest? Do you need to drink some water? Do you need to remember to breathe a little deeply because you've been holding your breath shallowly for a little bit too long? 'Cause same. There are some episodes I remember to do this, and I feel like at least once in a while on podcast episodes, especially when the energy is high and I'm streaming them live, I might actually have us stop and breathe. Try to contain your breathing into a very easy pattern. When you exhale, count. When you inhale, count. Probably to the breath of 4, or whatever number is more comfortable to you. I still need to study more breathing exercises, but the problem with breath work is that while you could achieve a lot on your own, I feel like most things are better shared as an experience. So I need to work on that. And I need to come up with my own little sample of music to play in the background that won't be copyrighted. But yes, how are you? What are you up to? What's going on in your world right now? Hold space for whatever that feeling is. Acknowledge it. And let us move on to the next and probably final topic of today, which kind of relates to holding space to topics. After the last episode, and it's a part of my projects that I always want to kind of like do and contribute with. I don't know if any of you are aware of Mr. Nightmare. He is a YouTuber who has been on YouTube for like the last 10 or so years. He reads out loud user-submitted stories to his email, ranging from kidnapping stories to Halloween horror nights and other stuff like that. It's an interesting set of things if you like spooky, true crime kind of stuff. It's interesting. I don't know why I latch onto it so much or why I like it. Maybe it's like a brain itch thing with vocalizations. And hearing, I don't know. Auditory processing, it scratches an auditory processing itch. Yeah. But if you've listened to some of the the first few episodes, you would know that I have an email called dearmars2023@gmail.com. That is, as I've explained before, kind of like a Dear Abby column, which, by the way, I have not had very many people submit anything yet. I'm hoping by introducing this, it helps. I know a lot of you have been enjoying this podcast and this show, and there are going to be more of you who maybe possibly enjoy this podcast and this show. And I know some of you have stories that you want to share, but are like I was once upon a time, too shy to speak up, or too scared, or too afraid, or don't have your voice quite yet. One of my main missions in my life has always been to try to give a voice to the voiceless, because I can't stand the injustices and stuff of the world in such a way that, if you've been here before, you kind of understand what I'm getting at. Email me. If you have something you want to share, a story, a thought, a belief, email me. Email me at dearmars2023@gmail.com. I will leave that email in the description of this episode as well. But tell me your story. And with your permission, I would like to be able to share it on this show. It will be an actual Dear Mars column, and maybe if other people hear your story, they can comment their thoughts and they'll feel connected to you, and maybe you'll see those comments of people resonating with you. I will try to hide the ones that are negative or bot-like. Going to need a social media manager at some point. But my own social media manager at some point. But tell me your story. Tell us your story. It can be any kind of story. It could be good news. It could be bad news. It could be something that happened 25 years ago. It could be something that happened a year ago. Tell me your story. And we'll talk about it. And when I go to present it in such a way that I feel that I can, I will have my draft written up for you in the email that we are sharing. And I will show you what I'm going to say, and you can okay it even. Or you can just be like, hey, here's my story. I don't really need any input. Just put it out there. I'm okay with that too. Whatever it is, I think we can make this new part actually worthwhile, both to myself and to yourself and to other people of the world, because as someone who loves stories, as someone who is more than beyond aware that every single one of us has a story, even if it's boring. I don't believe that. I don't believe that nonsense. Pish posh, okay? Nothing is boring. You are living an absolute human existence in a world not really entirely designed for our existence. That's tough to do sometimes. So tell us your story. I'll be waiting. The rest of us will be too. With open eyes, open arms, open ears, and open minds. I think I might have said that already. Open eyes, open ears, open hearts, open minds. No, I didn't. Huh. I do know how to speak. I was going to talk about this part, but at the same time, I don't really want to, because it's like monetary, or not monetary, but like material, and I want more of the people connecting aspect of my projects than this part, but it is a necessary part because we do live in a material world. Living in a material world, I am a material girl. I mean, I am made out of material too, I guess. Fleshy material, but material. On here it says Amazon wish list. Games for game nights, not as important. Equipment, reviews, if you see something you've used. Random little gifts, you can also leave comments, follow, like, watch, read, and just exist. See. Check that out. I have slowly been working on an Amazon wish list per the request of a few people who said that that might be a good idea to look at into the future. I am not shy of making Amazon lists, considering there's a lot of reasons for that, and I've made Amazon wish lists for other areas of my online stuff. And this is like my new baby, my everything, in a way, when it comes to my podcast and my book and the community I want to build, to be able to connect communities to each other and be the hub and help, or be a hub and help, a voice and help. But Amazon thingy, I created it, and my idea on some of that is I'm going to be adding equipment and stuff that is recommended, that I've heard about, and little tiny gift stuff here and there, and then like books and well, I guess that would count as gift stuff, but like game boards and stuff like that for like game nights when I have human friends over, because you might be one of those friends, who the heck knows. Anyway, I'm adding equipment ranging in prices and stuff because one of the things I was thinking of doing, since I've already done reviews and stuff before on some stuff, mostly food and other stuff, but like other things too in a way, I've thought that maybe I could do recording equipment reviews. So like if you guys send cameras or something that I can add to my podcast stuff, I figured that would be an interesting way to like create content in a way together that is a low pressure content, but also not. Like, it all depends. Like, it's really like if it's there and you want to collaborate on like a review because you also have it, there's like a lot of opportunities with just the Amazon wish list that I'm trying to keep the focus off of. Like, God, I hate materials. Creating it is really weird. Adding stuff to a list, I'm just like, when am I gonna need that? But then I'm like, okay, technically based on what I'm doing, I am gonna probably want something like this in the future. But then I was also like, but if I live in the woods like a cave creature, I wouldn't need any of it. Fuck it, add to list, I'm going to the woods. We'll try both. But yeah, at the end of the day, what I really, really want is from anyone is just existence. Just exist. Just be you. Just find you. That is all I want. Because all of these knickknacks and doomsday box devices and none of it matters at the end of the day as much as people do. As much as each other and what we can think of and create together. None of this stuff matters as much as you. That is the fucking truth of the matter, alright? You cannot change my mind on that. Good luck. Good luck. I've been through too much. You can't change my mind on that one. I've tried. So if you can, by all means, but you're not going to. I'm pretty confident in that one. Okay. Material shit out of the way. Gaming news out of the way. The voices of the people being heard out of the way. God, I love that. I love that we get heard and listened to sometimes by corporations. Maybe if we... Oh! That's right. Final thing. Okay. Check this out. This... I talked about the other day. Dear dream that scares me. This is the final point. I promise. And I'll let you go back to your day. But this, as I've talked about before, this is the Unsealed, a writing community I'm a part of that, by the way, does not steal your stories, as some people would like to think otherwise. I'm sure. Write a letter to a dream that scares you. Sometimes the goals that mean the most are also the ones that intimidate us the most. Write a letter to a dream that feels overwhelming, risky, or even impossible. Share the fear it brings up, the doubts it stirs, and the reasons you still hold on to it. Let your words explore the tension between fear and hope and the courage it takes to chase something that truly matters. I was thinking so hard about this earlier this morning when I was like doing my initial setup for the podcast and like writing my notes and other stuff, and I was like, oh my god. I was like heating up my coffee in the microwave and it hit me. I know what my dream is, and it's not writing the book. I mean, that's a dream, but it's not any of that. It's not being a writer, because I already am. I've technically already achieved all of the writing dreams I could really hope for in ways. It's the community stuff. It's the people stuff. It's finding the ability to have the almost utopia that I want to see for people so badly. It's the dream that I now have that started the Digital Quill umbrella and the Digital Quill family and the Discord and the podcast and the blog and the book. It is my whole reason, my whole new reason for living. And that is to see my friends and the people of this world live a prosperous life, for humanity to continue on a better path for goodness, love, peace, and harmony. That dream terrifies me. And that's the dream I'm probably going to end up writing about. Why does it terrify me? I'm afraid it never will happen. I'm afraid I won't get to see even a segment of that before I leave this world. And I am hopeful that I will, but I'm terrified that I won't. So, dear dream that scares me, I think I found you. And I'm gonna keep chasing you until the end of fucking time. Mark my words. People matter so much to me. The connections you guys are able to build with each other, the connections I'm able to build with you. There is nothing more miraculous in a way. I mean, there's plenty of miraculous things, but there's nothing more miraculous than being able to be human on this plane of existence at this time, right now, right here with you. And now that we've come to the end of this episode, thank you so much for giving me your time. Thank you for sharing my time with you, or letting me share my time with you. Thank you for being human and simply existing, even if that existence right now is hard. Thank you for letting me teach, inspire, motivate, or entertain you, because you've done the same for me in so many ways that I can't even begin to explain. And thank you for doing this last, final thing for me. And that's to keep going. Never stop. Share knowledge and stories with each other. Smile at each other. Keep going, humans of Earth, and I will see you next time. Be safe, drink water, and remember to breathe. We will see you in the future. Bye.